Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. Today with Navasit and Suchada and Katharina. And we talk about the free will.
Yeah. What is free will?
Let me tell you a little story, or let's do some interaction. For example, now you have a holiday. I give you 200,000 baht and I say, now choose. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you do? What do you do?
I would go to the beach.
Okay. So when I give you a certain budget, what do you do first? What are the steps that you take to make that holiday happen?
Check the hotel.
Yeah, maybe you go online, you check options, right?
Yeah. And then think about the place where we want to go.
Yeah, exactly. And this is free will. You have the free will in that frame of 200,000 baht to choose what you want to do and what you want to have. So that is what is free will inside of that frame. Most people, they don't understand that the free will is always within a frame. Like as a human being, you have a certain free will, but if you want to exist, for example, you cannot stop breathing. So even if you have a free will, you cannot choose not to breathe anymore. You're going to die. You end your incarnation, right?
Yes.
Okay. So free will is something that is not just that we can do anything we want. And now we go back, like before you incarnate into this body, when you choose your incarnation, you set the parameter of your incarnation. Like even then, you have a certain free will to choose what kind of life you want. But at the same time, because you have already previous existence, and then we have already something what we call karma. And karma is not just bad, you know, this is very important to understand. Karma is also like, for example, if you have already worked on a talent, like a musician or an artist or what, an engineer, whatever, you know, you bring that in too. There is a little story about an old lady who loved to do gardening, and she said to her son, you know, what I'm doing now is I learned everything about gardening, and she loved to roses. She wanted to make beautiful roses, grow beautiful roses. So I learned everything about it. And because in this lifetime I'm old, but in my next lifetime, I bring in that knowledge again, and I become a very famous gardener, making the most beautiful roses in the world.
Wow.
So what you have in that free will actually in this lifetime, when you see that there is something you cannot completely achieve anymore, you can prepare for the next. You can bring that in. So when you are still out of the body and still deciding to come here and what kind of life you want, you choose your circumstances, you choose your parents, you choose the country, you look at all these different things from different angles. And then you come down here. And then to give you another picture again, to make it even more clear, like they're computer programmers, right? And they can program games. And many years ago, when my kids still were kind of teenagers, we had that very first game that called, you know, these little game things, these toys. Yeah. And that was a game called Mario.
Mario, yeah.
Mario, you know, okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, this Mario game, you have to do, and you have options, and first maybe you die after maybe 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, then an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. Now, so this is the same when you incarnate. It is like you choose the game you're gonna play. So if you are a very advanced player, you can play a very long time. But if you come in like new and you're not yet an advanced player, then you maybe die early. And so that has a purpose. And now again, another thing that we have to look at is like, if I have this, say the Mario game, like imagine on this little machine or on a CD-ROM or whatever, the whole game with all options is already here. But then it depends how you play. And this is what our life is, and so far is our free will. Like we have the free will within that frame that we have chosen.
And how so it means that we have a free to choose as well.
Yeah, this is your free choice. You can say free choice is another expression for the same thing, that you have free will, you have free choice. But you always have the free choice within, like, for example, if you are, let's just come a picture up when I was a child, we had a break 20 minutes in school before we had to go back, you know, in the morning. And we had the choice either to have, we receive a bottle of milk or an apple. And then like when we were younger, we were playing ball. And when we were older, we were kind of walking around in the circle or something like this. So we had the free will, this 20 minutes that we were in the break to do what we kind of wanted to do. But we had to consider after 20 minutes, we had to be back in school.
I understand that. When you said we have free will, I thought we don't have the frame. But how come we have the frame?
You made it yourself.
Before we incarnate.
Yes.
Right? And to achieve the soul mission.
Yes.
Okay.
Because everything has a purpose, right? We have a life purpose. So again, when you're up there before you incarnate, you choose your life purpose. You choose the people, the players that you want to go along with, and the lessons that you're going to learn. And within that, you have the free will to decide. And now remember, we talked before about happiness. Like some people ask for the readings, what we said, will I be happy? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And no fortune teller can ever tell you if you will be happy. Exactly, that is your free choice. Like whatever you do, you can do it and be happy with it, or you can be miserable.
Okay.
Like
so,
if you choose even like, for example, I told you about that one staff I had, his approaches to life is always mikua. That means I'm afraid. Whatever I ask him, do this like that. And so, but I'm afraid there is this and I'm afraid there is that. So this is his approach, and his approach of life is in fear. But I can, for example, if I have a suggestion to do something, like, okay, well, let's try it, you know? And then when a problem come up, we can look at it and we can solve it. But when you come already in life, I'm afraid, but then that's this fear is exactly what attracts all the difficulties. And that is your free will. So the free will is all about that I choose. If I'm conscious, I have chosen this life. I have chosen this body. I have chosen my circumstances. And I came in and I started to play the game at 1 year old, 2 year old, whatever, 50, 60, 70, whatever years old. And of course, the older you get, the more you are limited with your choices, because you have already made many different choices before.
and in the same time, during the lifetime that we have chosen our free will, we have to deal with the karma also.
Yes, because but only that karma that you have chosen to bring into this life to resolve.
Okay.
And what I see that a lot of people that are coming in this incarnation, especially now in this time with this shift and this ascension, that they have chosen more or less just a kind of bunch of heavy karma to get rid of it. So they are free to move on.
Mm-hmm.
And this again limits part of your free will. You cannot just come and play around the way you want, or the way your emotions or your whatever dictate to. You have a path to go somewhere. But the free will is always how you want to approach it. If you want to do it knowingly, clear, with a clear consciousness, and in a way also from then to be happy because I know that I'm gonna achieve something, or maybe just at peace with it. You might not be happy all the time or whatever. That's not the an emotional state that you are always in, but at least if you are at peace of what happened, then also you are more calm and your free will can choose more easy without getting you in trouble.
I have a question. We were brought up with many limitations like rules, and
Yes.
they were taught to be fear, and that made us not realize that we have free will.
Yes.
So, okay, like go back to the first example, like you said, okay, let's say if we have the 200,000 budget,
Yeah.
right? We never realized we have 200,000. We only thought that we have 2,000.
Yes.
How
Yes.
come we can, expand our desire or knowledge or consciousness to be realized that we have 200,000? How can we do
That's
that?
all about knowledge. But what we know also, I mean, what is playing out in the world is like to enslave people even more. So we were all born in a time when our free will was being limited more and more and more. And it's coming to that, what is happening now, when this actually goes under the skin, the total control, that we even have no right about any our body, or no free will about our thoughts, and nothing anymore. But in fact, once you understand what is going on, once you understand you have a free will, and this is something that you also can learn in meditation, because there is where you expand your consciousness and you start to reconnect with the higher self, or with the, it's not higher, it's here. It's actually the self inside. It's my life energy, my divine self. I have, and I would like to write something about it. Everybody talks about AI, artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So what we have DI.
We have the divine intelligence.
DI is divine intelligence. So let's work with the DI instead of the AI. So our divine intelligence is within us. And the thing is, once we are connected to us, we have more freedom. We have more free will, more freedom to understand and to choose how we want to manage this life. So, for example, when you look at the whole situation with the shot, like a lot of people, they just believe what they are told. They don't see that they have the free will to get information for themselves. They just believe because somebody is supposed to be an authority, and the program is, as you said, like the program very small, that you have to listen to them, that they know better than you, and that you have to follow rules and orders. But the moment when you understand your higher self or your DI, your divine intelligence, you start to realize that you have a responsibility for yourself. Now imagine the moment you die, the moment you leave that body. Do you think that all these people who tell you how to behave and what to do, whatever, they take responsibility for you? No, because see, that's the point. The moment you die, you're free of that body and you have this limitation away. And you can really see the whole, like, this is the moment you see the whole CD-ROM, you see the whole picture. You see all the opportunities you had that were blocked because you were locked into your mind. And you have not used your free will. So see, that's why as like, for example, when I was a child, we went to kindergarten when we were 5 years old, and we went to school when we were 7. Now today, the kids, they go to whatever pre-kindergarten, whatever, with 2 years, 3 years already. And they are already kind of put into that group consciousness, into that box. Like when I think of how wild we were when we still were kids running around and going in the forest and doing things that kids today cannot even imagine what we did. So we had actually much more freedom and much more free will than the generations coming after us. And today it's always more tight. That means less and less and less free will. But the moment you die, when you have the whole picture again and you look back, you see how many opportunities you have missed. That's why we recommend that people meditate, or, you know, whatever you want to do to reconnect with your divine self. It can go through music, through art, to sports. You don't have to sit and meditate. To find your passion. That kind of consciousness level, like, yeah, for example, when I swim in the morning and it's still quiet and nice and the sun shining, the birds, I hear the birds, and there is a little crab around or running around, you know, in nature. It's very beautiful. That's a moment I'm completely at peace. I could have also the free will and stay in bed another hour or whatever, but I choose to get up to kind of get the energies that keep me going. So you always have the free will to choose something which is more beneficial for you. And the more you give into the system and you're boxed in, the less free will you have.
I think it's difficult for people in these days because we are so much in the social life.
Yes.
In the mobile, and
yeah, exactly.
This is like hypnosis us.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we have to cafe hopping. We have to go to chef table. You know, we have to pose like a model, something like that. And how can you give us a little practice for us? For every day,
yeah,
so we can make it as a routine and to regain the connection with ourselves.
I think one of the most important things is that whenever you make a decision, okay, I now go out and have a cup of coffee, or I now go and do this, or now I whatever. Just for a second, ask yourself, is this really what I want? Because that's exactly your free will, is what you want. Is it what I want, or is it something others want me to do. And then more and more start to do what you want and not what others want you to do. Learn to say no.
I see.
And this is kind of when you grow your DI, your divine intelligence, because you refer to you, yourself, instead of others. Including like when somebody says you have this or that or whatever, to find out, does that really apply for me? Is this really true for me? You know, what might be true for somebody else might not be true for me. So critical thinking is one thing, and especially to start to listen to what you really want. Of course, we still have to function within that frame in the moment. We still have to, for example, we still need a paycheck to pay our rent or whatever. So we still have to make compromises. But, you know, the more people start to reconnect with their higher self, the more the consciousness level on the earth goes up, the more easy life becomes, the more we have free will, free choice, because these people who are waking up are not those who want to suppress us. Those are the ones who want to help us to wake up, to use our free will, to use our creativity to create the life that we want.
Yeah, but I have a question. If I know what I want something, but this thing might hurt after feeling, it's still like I do my free will.
That hurt other people's feelings.
Yeah, but it seemed like make me happy. So yeah. So what should I do?
But you know what? You cannot really be responsible for other people's feelings. If they cannot let you go to do what makes you happy, they are restricting you.
Ah, I see.
So, for example, if there are exceptions, like for example, when the parents, the kids say you cannot play with fire, you're going to burn your finger, that's okay, because the child has to learn, right? So the free will is limited in a certain age because you have to learn to deal with matter, with life here. But once you're grown up, and when people want to tell you, it's also that kind of independency about love and all that relationship, you know, oh, if you leave me, I'm not happy, but I hold you back and I expect you to make me happy. And that is all not working for nobody. So when I think it's, you can only hurt feelings of people who are not mature. Because if a person really is mature and understands that what makes you happy is not what makes me happy, so I have to let you go that you can do what makes you happy. But okay. I can still be your friend.
Okay.
Or I can even be still in a relationship with you, but you know, today it's like this control issues and jealousy issues that, like, for example, also when you have another friend like Suchada, you would talk with another guy, or you go, for example, running with another guy because Navasit doesn't like to run. So Navasit could be very jealous and say, oh, you blah, 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 blah. But you know, you're not interested in the guy much more than just like the running, or you know, it's like we have not just one relationship in our life. This is impossible. And this kind of holding on make people even do things to hurt the other because of the pressure.
Yeah. But for this circumstance, it means that I make the karma because I feel jealous with her, right? I mean, I feel not good in this circumstance. So it means that I build the karma or she build the karma with me. Something like that.
If you hold other people back, you are creating negative karma because you try to oppress or suppress the other person, to hold it back from what their free will. To be a mature person is like to accept the free will of another, and the other has to accept my free will too. If you choose to be hurt because I like to eat spaghetti and you like to eat seafood, okay, that's your problem, not mine, you know. Or if you're hurt because I like to go swimming in the morning, but you would like me to sleep in with you. So no, I don't. I need to get out and go swimming. These are all these little things that make life so different and then difficult, you know.
I see. I got it.
Because at the end, always remember, at the end, you are responsible for your life.
Yeah.
If you don't hurt somebody with bad intention, like I come with a knife and I really cut you, then I don't make a bad karma. Or if I go talk back bad about you in the back when you don't hear it, all that kind of stuff, that is bad karma. But not like, for example, if I tell you, okay, look, that's what makes me happy and I would like to do that, and then the other person tried to hold you back. It's only if I try to hold somebody back, or I give them like options because I believe, for example, this is not good for that person, so we can talk about it. But it's still within the free will of the other person to do what he or she wants. Even if I say, but I worry that this and this is going to happen to you, I said, well, I need to do that because this is what I want to do. Then I have to say, yes, okay, I bless you, whatever you do, and I wish you good luck. Instead of you asshole, go ahead and do what you want, you know. This is the two approaches also. I have the free will to approach in this or in that way. But one of the big problem about free will is also that our communication does not work. That we are afraid to say something because we are afraid to hurt the other person. And then this gets worse and worse and worse, and secrets get more and more and more till you don't know anymore how to get out of it.
Yeah, so become I tell a lie, something like that.
Yes, exactly. I don't even think that a so-called white lie is always bad. Because if I know, for example, that a person is very, very worrying all the time, I might not tell them that I go bungee jumping. You know?
But you did?
No, that's not something I did, but I wouldn't tell, you know. I did other crazy stuff. But when I was young, that was not something we did. We did other stuff. But I would not tell to, for example, if I risk something, I would not really go and tell I'm going to be do this and this and this when I know the other person's going to worry. Because it's my responsibility and it's my thing that I want to do, and the other person has nothing to do with it. And if I break my leg, it's my problem. I'm going to have to pay and not the other person, you know.
But at least I can suggest my opinion to the
yes, absolutely. Yes. And now see, that's what is about communication.
Yeah, they accept or not. It depends on her. Yeah.
Yes. You can tell that person, okay, I'm going to do this and this because this is what I feel, what I really have to do. And that other person can say, but please be aware of this and this and this. And that might even help you, because there might be even a point that you have not seen before. And if you look at it just like not emotionally, just look at it, but it bears this and this and this risk. So it can help. But don't say, no, don't do it. That's not your right.
Okay.
That's the free will of the other person, and you have no right to stop the free will.
Yeah, I see.
But I also see that we have our free will in the moment pretty much limited in the situation we are in. Like I cannot just hop in an airplane to go and visit my grandchildren. I'm stuck here because my free will is not to get the shot, you know. So I cannot do that. But again, every free will and every decision you have made has consequences, and you have to carry the consequences.
Okay. I got it.
So every time you decide to do something or to go into something, you have the free will to make that decision. But once you are there, you have done it, you have to take responsibility for it.
And you have to bear for the consequences.
Exactly. And again, that starts already when we incarnate here. We are already in consequences of our decision to come into this body. There are a lot of choices we have in this lifetime, you know. But like also, for example, if you incarnate, you choose to incarnate in a family of medical doctors, it is very likely that you become a medical doctor. Or if you are in a family of farmers, it is more likely that you remain to be a farmer. Because you have already chosen that environment where you can see that the path goes. So see, with the free will, the free choice, it's kind of difficult. And many people don't really understand what it's about, because you have to be responsible. And remember the word responsible. We have to be able to respond always to what we have done. So either we do it by our free will, we look at it, or we turn our head and we are forced to do it. So use your DI.
Divine intelligence.
Exactly. I like this DI.
Yes, yes. I think the DI is probably much more clever than the AI.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Much more creative.
And you create this word by yourself?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It just happened when I was reading something about AI and always this artificial intelligence, you know, with the World Economic Forum. I was listening to these two guys and like to make the surveillance under the skin, you know, kind of as with AI. I said, well, and then under the skin, that kind of kicked, well, I have something under the skin already, but this is DI, not AI. It's kind of like I'm talking with my higher self, or so, whatever you want to call it, with my entourage or with my upstairs team.
Very good.
So when I comes to the point when I'm really kind of, oh, I'm not happy about this or that I know that I have chosen. So, okay, now you have to find a way out yourself, because you have brought yourself into this situation.
I see. Because sometimes people always blame the bad karma from the past life.
Of course. They blame always something else. You can blame anything, and if you don't have anything left, you blame your karma, and you blame the other people who have been involved in your karma because you have a bad karma. I went through that. I remember. I think I told you when I was many years ago, we did regression therapy. And I found a life that I really had the reason to hate my husband. You know, kind of, of course. So I had, for a little while, I had the excuse, I really don't like you because you did this to me in a past life. Till I realized that I probably have done something to him, even in a life before or whatever, you know. So till you move beyond that you understand the interaction of past lives, of karma, has always two sides. You can never only look at one side.
I see.
And then again, this is what you find peace at one point with it. And then once you have chosen peace with the situation, what you're in, you have a new platform in a way to make new decisions from the free will, from a higher consciousness level, which get you, very often they get you out of the negative energy. Okay, that's about free will. Any other question? No more questions. Okay. So I wish you a nice weekend and let's talk again. And bye-bye, everybody. If you like the video, please put that thumbs up and recommend it to your friends. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.